The views and comments expressed on the following radio program by its hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of rmconair.com or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
See what you go through. Put my lighter in the air. The truth is you're beautiful, 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 beautiful. Now put your lighter in the air for us. Everybody singing together, sing a new song.
What's up? Just Sports with Sonny Wells in the house. And see, Smitty's not here, but the historian is here, right. Mr. Pierre. And Mr. Pierre brought his boy,
Donnie Rambo.
Donnie Rambo.
Mr. Donnie Rambo.
Mr. Donnie Rambo. Okay.
Right. Respect that he's due.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're going to jump right into it.
Excuse me one quick second. You want to say, hey, shout out to Sun Lady.
Hey, Sun Lady.
Right. And of course, Smitty. You say Smitty definitely miss you in the house. Wait till you come back.
He's at a church service.
Right.
He told me about it last week. I called him. He's like, remember I'm at the church service? Oh, yeah, that's right, Easter. Right. So us heathens is over here.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I would say that.
Yeah. But anyway, let's jump right into it. I said a little something about it last week. We're going to go into it a little bit this week, and that's high school basketball. I had been the assistant coach over at Lawndale High for the past 3 years, and finally this year we got past the part where we needed to be able to get to the finals of CIF. So we got there. And we also qualified for the state.
Right.
And we got there, and I must tell you, just before that happened, our coach, Chris Brownlee, told myself, another gentleman named Johnny Parker, for us to sit behind the bench. Now, you know, since you aren't running anything, you do what the head guy says. So we sat behind the bench, home games, and it just happened. I really don't know why and how, but if you're not running anything, you do what the head coach says. So we sat behind the bench. Johnny Parker is the guy who trained Chimezi Mitu, the gentleman who signed with SC. He trained him.
That's 6'10",
yeah,
6'10",
yeah, with the guy with all the skills. So, you know, we said, okay, yeah. And we looked at each other like, you know, what is he doing? But, okay, if he wants to do it that way, let him do it. Mm-hmm. So we go to the CIF championships. We're up by 28 points.
Right.
It's, you know, okay, we're up by 28 points at the half. Next thing we know, we're down. Now, they're jumping around and everybody's happy and, you know, that sort of thing. And we got a little clip we're playing here now. And so we're going, and we're up 28. But at some point, you know.
Look at that. Mayhem on the court.
Mayhem. They came back and beat us by 4 in double overtime.
Right. Well, if you don't mind me asking, Sonny, first of all, you had Twin Towers down low. One of the few teams probably in the state that have those talented players that are that tall. What about the defense?
You know, first of all, it's insulting to take some people who have been with you and, you know, kind of try to exclude them from.
Right, no question.
The help, you know, it's even talking about it now. It's like I still don't know why he did that. He said something about the parents. How does the parent tell you what to do?
Well, Sonny, in your humble opinion, how did they get there?
In terms of what?
In terms of being up by 28, and now you're looking at one another, and you're even about to go into overtime.
Well. From my vantage point, way down on the end of the bench, you know, that particular team had been there either 2 or 3 times before, and they hadn't won it. Mm-hmm. Now, for me, I came down from the Pro-Am after 30 years and decided, hey, maybe I could help at the high school level. Mm-hmm. And 28 points, to me, is still not enough to say this game is over. at halftime.
Right.
It's just not enough. Right. You know, you have to come back and do the same things that you did in the first half, put your foot on their neck and keep it on there.
Right.
We had a little halftime discussion. Everybody was pretty happy.
Sure.
They came out, and the first 2 or 3 plays of the game, they put pressure on our guards like crazy. Like only desperate people can.
Full court press.
Right.
Full court, and I do the same thing. Full court press. Right. We're going to make the best run of this that we can. Full court press, make them turn over the ball, and they scored 3 buckets in, I don't know, a minute.
Right.
Call a timeout. You know, it was a simple fix. All we had to do was throw the ball into the big guy in the middle, and the guys run past him and give it back to him. The press is over with. He never did that.
They did. So adjustments.
We didn't adjust.
Yeah, adjustments wasn't made.
They weren't made.
And there was enough time to make adjustments to
Plenty of time. But if you don't know to do that, because he's a football guy, you've got us.
The head coach?
Yeah, he's a pretty football guy.
Okay.
You know, he's got us on the end of the bench. He's not. I mean, that's a long ass bench.
Didn't even communicate with you. Was he even talking to you?
He wouldn't say. He didn't say anything. He didn't look down there to us. It's like, hey, fellas, none of that. Just stood there and just let him come back and stomp our ass.
So the culture was at odds as what was going on. How can you direct your players not to be at odds and stem the tide?
Well, if you don't know what to do, if you want to, you first of all, you've alienated the people who help you get there.
Right.
Okay. Right. I know that the first year we went undefeated, and I was responsible for a few games where I just came in and, hey, let's do this.
Just galvanized the team and told them you don't have to go ahead.
Well, I'll give you an example. We were playing a Compton Centennial, 7 seconds left on the clock. We had just scored 52-51. It's their ball on the baseline. So I walk over to the table because the old guy had been messing up on the clock. And I put him on notice. Hey, you're going to start that clock when it touches somebody's hand, right? In other words, hey, I'm watching you.
Watch what
you don't get to give them an extra 3 seconds.
This is crucial.
So they go down and hit a lucky shot and win the game.
Right.
Okay, because it's only 1 point game.
Right.
So I came back to the huddle. Coach was standing there. He didn't say anything. So I'm like, hey, then he wanted to say something. I'm like, no, I got this. Look, we want them to get the ball in on the baseline. Let them get it in. Give them some resistance, but let them get it in.
Right.
Then we want to do like the sliding drill. Just give them a lane.
Right.
When they get too close to the baseline, reverse pivot, and give them another lane. So the ball comes in, boom. They slide with him, let him go. Then they reverse pivot, slide with him. Game over.
You don't count the time.
They was hot.
Right.
Ooh, they was hot. How did they do that? But if you know basketball, you know about those things. Right. My experience, 25 years with the Summer Pro League, 15 years with the Joe Weekly Run Shoot and Dunk. I've seen everything. My job there was in-game strategy and off-season development.
Right.
Okay, I take them like I'm doing now with my brother over at Trey Tech, take them up to a league, the JBL National Pro-Am, let them play against the men, and their game gets better and stronger. I'm also the strength and conditioning coach at this point, and I do the stuff with them. So there's no excuses. Right. And we're 2-0 now. So my brother's happy. Now, back to the high school.
Yes.
He did not, and the other guy, Johnny Parker, was training Chimezie. That's why he was as good as he was. He wanted us behind the bench. So when it comes time for us to say, okay, well, we can give you some help. We can tell you what to do.
Right.
He didn't even look down there.
Well, what's his assistant coaches for? I mean, what's he,
He had two other guys that sat up next to him, Walt and Al. I don't know what they told him because we weren't close by.
Well, he's not going to listen. He's into
there it is
to fix it himself.
Yeah, there it is.
Well, guess what?
He fixed it.
You did.
He fixed it.
Yeah, you fixed him to lose. But when you're at a high school level, and at that level being in the championship round, the number one thing you got to do is keep, especially when you got a talented team such as he has, and you got a big man who is very talented, you got to keep your hands on the pulse of your team. Okay, not the game. Because you got the talent, as you can see, the game took care of itself. But you didn't take care of by having the pulse your hand on the pulse of your team. Because you would know strategically, I got time out here. I got to get my leader here to settle them down, let them know, don't panic. We can right this ship and teach. I know it's kind of hard within a strategic moment. Now, guess what? I'm up by 28. It's slowly coming down. I got a very talented team. I know I can beat this team. Teach now. You got enough time. Get them in line for they can believe. But first they got to believe in you. But you don't come across and show them, guess what? They can still run around after that timeout when they get back on that court. They looking at one another like, I've been getting out of this.
There it is. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. That's pretty much what went on. The guys did not have any faith, from my vantage point once again, in the coach that he knew how to be able to get them out of that situation, just like you were saying.
Yeah.
Guiding them through it, like, okay, look, don't panic, fellas. They're going to make a run.
Yeah.
All teams make a run.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Right.
He didn't give that instruction.
No. So he was caught up and couldn't get out, and he couldn't get them out of the situation.
It looked from once again, from my point of view, he was caught up into the glory of it and figured, oh, well, they'll make a run and we'll be okay.
No.
We was never okay.
And having said that, do you consider your team having a successful season, even though you didn't win the championship? Yes or no?
Well, the first thing that people are going to say is, well, Lawndale's never been to those type of
that level, yeah.
at that never in the history of the school.
So,
given the talent we had, we were not supposed to lose.
Question.
right.
What is the grade levels of the team of the players on the team?
Well, it's high school, so we had
Yeah.
a lot of seniors.
Oh, yeah, a lot of seniors.
Senior
So
ladies
the fact
too,
that them coming back and a chance of going back again, even close to that again, you got a whole new team coming in, basically.
Yeah, everybody's gone.
Yeah.
Everybody's gone.
So-
Big fella's gone. We
Yeah.
have been there 3 years, 2 years with most of the 3 years with most of the guys, and then the last 2 years the big fellas came.
Yeah. So they
So-
transferred in. Wow.
Yeah, one guy. Yeah. So
Transfers.
we just did not utilize the talent on the team well enough to be able to. We should have been undefeated. The first year I was there, we were undefeated. That was still without the other big man coming.
Right.
We should have continued to be undefeated in league.
Right.
Or overall.
Right.
We had that much talent. We had shooters. We had big men. If you come to a home game, you'll never get out of there alive.
Yeah.
One team beat us, and that was Beverly Hills. And that was a
had a good
controversial, good squad. Controversial call at the end of the game. And that's the only reason they won, because of that tech. But other than that, we were smashing dudes, and we're supposed to smash all year, but we didn't. It was a learning experience for me.
Right.
I'm glad that he hired me on.
Right.
So I learned something at the high school level, and now I'm moving up to the JC level with my brother over at Trade Tech, and everything is going the way I anticipated it going.
Right.
But before we go to break, if you don't mind me asking you again, would you consider you having a successful season? Did you
And I see I avoided that, didn't you? You see, damn, Pierre, you see I was trying to avoid that. I talk about everything else.
Yeah, he skate right around.
Yeah, I was
You
skating.
right
I'm trying to skate, man. Let me skate. I would have to say yes, it was a successful season. It was a successful season from the standpoint of we crossed a bridge that we hadn't crossed in 2 years, and we did get to the CIF finals.
Right, and most teams, they made it to not only the CIF finals, but then the Southern Section regional finals as well.
Yeah, we got to that too.
Yeah, most teams.
So it was
consider
definitely
that.
a successful season. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Should have won that shit. Won everything.
But to lose like that,
That's tough.
Yeah.
that's a tough.
That's
tough
history.
feel.
You know what?
Tough
That's
feel.
history.
Yeah.
That's high school history.
Yeah.
Well, who was the worst high school in Southern California who lost by a large lead in a championship game? Them dudes that had them two big twin tower nigga. They lost in double overtime by 4, and they had the two biggest niggas in the world. So it was tough. We'll go to break. We'll come right back. Pierre, you gonna take over, man, and you and your boy can get rolling here. Just Sports with Sonny Wells.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
What's your style? Curly? Straight, wavy, or maybe you like it natural. Introducing Secret Styling Hair Care Products by Smith Products Company, LLC. A complete line of hair moisturizers, shampoos, conditioners, and an assortment of other hair styling aids formulated for today's fashion-conscious consumer. Enhance your style. Get the secret.
We're back. Just Sports with Sonny Wells. Y'all had a nice exchange there while we was on the break.
Yes,
my man came up with, for the high school, it was a selfish defeat. And up here, what did you ask him? Go ahead. Ask him again.
As Donnie, the pretty much the expert here, in my opinion, I mean, one of the smartest men that I've been around, man. I've definitely been around a lot. Got to give him a lot of credit. But let's get back to the matter at hand here. Look, ask Big D. That's my nickname for him, Big D. Look, what do you consider Pete Carroll? What was he thinking when he tossed the ball from the 1 yard line, first and goal at the 1 yard line? Well, second and goal at the 1 yard line, throwing the pass as opposed to running it, giving it to the best running back in the game, 1 yard line. Go ahead.
Well, I think he was thinking, how can I lose this game? Because he came up with a great way to lose it.
But he's been known for doing stuff. He did something like that similarly when he was at SC.
Yeah, we know the history of SC in Texas.
Right.
And people wonder, what are you thinking?
What are you thinking? Yeah.
To be, as you have demonstrated that you're a smart head coach, what are you thinking by having Mr. Bush on the sideline? That defeat, it was gut-wrenching because you couldn't understand why he called what he called. I know the analysts have analyzed it and have said that, well, he were going with a play that he had ran 1,000 times and been successful with. Yeah, that could have been, but right now it's like timeout, call my horse over, tell the beast we're going to go in now.
Right.
And I went before told the Patriots, we coming, because I got to go with him because he got the grit, he got the courage, he got the determination to score 1 yard.
In 3 tries.
To put that ball.
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
But to put the ball in the air.
Thank you. I still don't understand that one.
I just can't go with it. I call it, he couldn't get out of his own way.
Right.
That's just my belief. I know I'm not an analyst, not a psychologist to really analyze a play, but that's what I call, and that's why I say he could not get out of his own way, and he just concur a bad call.
Right.
Yeah, Pierre, what else did you have?
Definitely a bunch of different topics here, fellas. Let's bounce around, hopscotch around the plate here. First of all, let's start with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, the Masters is coming up next week. Tiger Woods actually made it official that he's going to play. Do you think Tiger Woods has any more left in him? Do you think he's going to win any more majors in his career? Do you think he's back now, or else you think he's pretty much seen his best days? Sonny, and then you, Big D.
I think that Tiger Woods at this point, in making that announcement, is probably mentally ready to do what he needs to do. Because remember, he was, and that's why the folks, his opponents always hated him. It's like, this guy is so mentally tough.
Right.
Golly.
That was before. That was pre-scandal.
But wait, it's been a long time. It's been a couple of years.
At least, yeah.
Okay, so now you've got to think if he makes a statement like that, he's ready to go.
What do you think? Go ahead, Donnie.
I have to believe that. Until he does otherwise out on the course, mentally he's ready to go. He's ready to, and I'm pretty sure he knows the course that he's going to be on.
Right, but what about physically? Bad back, bad knee, bad this, bad that, bad.
Take some leave and going out there and get the swinging.
Son, I wish it that easy.
Go ahead, Donnie. What did you say?
Number one, because ever since I heard it, even before I heard it, and I just been going by what he has been doing since his last tournament that he participated in. Mentally, I think he's at a crossroad. And I think that mentally, the first day, okay, I know Thursdays he usually do pretty good. I think Thursday could be a telling because this is the Masters. Right. And it's one thing when you've been at such a high level, have played at such a high level he has in golf, mentally, like you say, Sonny, he's been above everybody. He can make mistakes
and still be above
shots
everyone.
and still come out and be above everyone and make shots that people's like, how did he do that? Okay, and that takes that mental concentration and focus to do so. But I think mentally, Tiger's a wreck. I just believe, and I hate to say it because I'm a Tiger supporter. I love Tiger because of his ability to what he can do with a golf club and in the sense of directing a golf ball. But mentally, it's just too much have gone on. Okay, that's he has a suitcase. They have a lot of stuff in it.
That's a good point. And let's switching gears right quick. Let's look at baseball season is right around the corner. The season's about to start next week. What do you think about the Dodgers and Angels? That both of them were very disappointing postseasons past season. Kershaw, we see the way he played down the stretch was very disappointing. We know the Angels, the best teams in baseball, and they couldn't even get out the first round. And then to come up with Hamilton, arguably their best player, admitting that he has a substance abuse problem, and he self-reported it. And how is that going to affect the team? And what do you think the team is going to do? The Angels and the Dodgers this season.
If I remember correctly, the gentleman you mentioned was the pitcher.
Hamilton. Right? Oh, you mean Kershaw?
Yeah.
Kershaw. Yeah. Kershaw.
And he didn't take him out soon enough.
Oh, you mean Don Mattingly?
Yeah.
Don Mattingly.
He didn't take him out soon enough, and he threw it, and the guy hit a home run.
Right. Correct.
So if that's their only mistake, then they can correct that.
They've awesome players as well.
They can correct that. So it's not how you start; it's always how you finish. So I believe that they'll have a decent season.
Okay.
They don't have to start really well, but if they can get back to where they were before, which is always hard to do, especially at the pro level, even at the high school level, they'll be okay. Angels, I don't know nothing about that. But
the Angels, number one, Angels, like you said, they won the West, and I just think they just have enough experience to go over. Just pitching is really what got them, which get any team at once you get into the playoff level. The Angels are Hamilton. What they management did to him, basically told him, "We don't want you." Okay, I can understand it, but it's a certain way of doing things.
Well, do you think he has a disease? Do you think that's a disease, or else do you think it's something that can be avoided? His substance abuse problem. He's cocaine and alcohol, from what I understand.
Well, he has. I believe substance abuse is a disease.
Okay.
I truly believe that, and he serious issue. Okay. But Angel have a bigger serious issue. They never should sign it for $125 million. Right. Really? What are you looking at?
And Pujols.
I saw an interview on ESPN today, and the guy said, is he in rehab? And we don't know. It's like,
what? Right.
but I guess the best thing is he did come forward.
Yeah.
And that's to be commended, and that's what they're doing. you know?
I commend Hamilton without a doubt.
Yeah.
I do
so that
not,
means he really wants to do something about
he
his
wants to do
problem.
something about it, but the Angels general manager, he needs to lesson one-on-one as to how not to.
Yeah, took a risk. Right. Absolutely.
Pacquiao?
Right. And let's talk about Pacquiao. Then we're going to the Lakers and Clippers. And Pacquiao.
Like Clippers.
Okay. Okay, Sonny. Who do you think is going to win the fight and why? And then Donnie, you can go ahead and take over after that.
Well, I think that the first fight will be a draw.
Right. That's what you said.
They're going unless he knocks him out, they're gonna rob the brother. They're gonna rob him. It's gonna be a draw. It's too much money involved, man. Vegas has proven that they full of Bahoki business. So you can't trust them. You hope that it's a good, at least a good fight. $100. I'm thinking about having a fight party at the shop. I don't know. I'm down $100, and then
that's what it is. $99.95 or $99.99.
Yeah, in HD.
Yeah, that all pricing is $100.
Yeah, and so the bad part is, we hope that it's a good fight. Whatever the decision is, no one really cares about that to a certain degree. They just want to see a good fight.
Right.
Now, knocks him out, hey, no rematch. But I think they're going to steal it and say draw.
I see.
That's just Vegas.
It's
What'd you say, Donnie?
for the record, I'm taking Pacquiao.
Wow.
I think that it probably will be a draw.
Oh, go ahead.
It probably will be a draw because there will be a rematch. It's going to be they're going to fight at least 2 times.
Yes.
At least 2 times. Yeah. And I think it's going to be a good fight. I think you're going to see Mayweather have to bring his A+ game.
Okay.
And I think that it's potentially, I think it's maybe 2 years too late. Potentially it could be a great fight. But I think it's a couple years too late.
Since the engineers just cued us that we're going to be going on because there's no Bishop Don Juan show tonight.
Oh, well, so great. Okay, well,
so check
that
this
case.
out. Hold up. Check this out.
I got
if I'm Pacquiao,
right,
I'm going to get me a pit bull, or I'm going to get me something. I'm taking something. I'm gonna go right up to whatever the line is, that they could test.
You might as well. They already think you're taking something.
Yeah, I'm
might as well
and
push
that's
it
why
over now.
Old boy didn't want to fight him before because he was, out there knocking people out and strong as hell at the end of the fight.
But Sonny, what about the Olympic style testing that they had to agree to? That was part of the stipulation of actually getting the fight together in the first place.
I don't care. I'm taking it anyway. What they got to lose? What he got to lose?
Well, you know why you want the Olympic style? Because there's no testing.
What do you mean there's no testing?
In boxing for
but I thought
about it.
Right, but with the Olympic style, from there, it's random.
That's a different type
of random testing.
This different type.
Yeah, and it's random.
It's more in depth testing,
Mm-hmm.
and you can really detect things that have been masked.
Right.
That's the thing about testing.
The masking agents that they have out there now.
Yeah, that's the thing now. Before, there are a lot of different sports, athletes getting away with masking what they taking because the testing was not in depth. But now, it's like that mask can be on top. We're going underneath it, and they can find out what.
Dang, that's sophisticated.
And it's random too. So
because too much, they already know too much cheating been going on in different sports.
Man, the Russians and the Germans been doing that forever. Yeah. They got girls look like men, got deep voices and everything.
Yeah, but other countries caught up with them and they say, "Wow, we got better our drugs here," which they haven't.
Exactly. But if I'm Pacquiao, I'm taking everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. Well, now switching gears, right quick. Let's talk about football for a quick second. Since Donnie's a Dallas Cowboys fan, he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. I heard that they're trying to clear out a lot of cap space for to pick up Adrian Peterson. Have you heard about that? What do you think about them picking him up? Then let DeMarco Murray go.
Okay, number one.
Okay. About the scandal with the son and all of that.
Number one.
What do you,
letting DeMarco go, I understand what they're doing. Don't agree. I think it's you're being cheap and cheaping this team, and this team window is closing. I personally think this team got one window left open to even reach a high level in a high state in the playoff, or go to a more than just the one round.
Right.
Go to at least the conference championship.
Right.
And it's not there with the Cowboys. And I love the Cowboys. And I've just been painstaking, and we finally looking over the mountain. We ain't there where you can look over. And doing DeMarco Murray in such a disrespectful way.
Oh, certainly.
The money that they offer him, really?
That's what Sonny said last week, right?
And that it's just disrespectful. And I'm 110% behind DeMarco Murray telling you, guess what? I see you next year, but I will not be here.
Right.
And the fact that they use him like a piece of meat. And Adrian Peterson.
Right, they're talking about bringing him on.
How are you going to do that? Adrian Peterson makes, 12 mil this year or something like that?
Right, but they're talking about clearing up, I think Romo's going to take it.
Romo's taking a hit, but still, it's not enough hit, okay, to bring Adrian Peterson in, because out of Minnesota, I would want, you want him? Okay, I want a King Ransom. Okay, you remember the Herschel Walker deal?
Oh, sure.
Now we're going to switch
traded for a whole team.
now we're going to switch it, okay? Again, but Peterson,
we know he's, early 30s, but he sat out the entire season. So he probably has fresh legs, definitely fresher than if he would have played last season. But the off-the-field issues that a lot of fans, are they really going to support him?
Well, the Cowboys have shown that maybe they don't really care too much. They did sign Hardy.
Yeah, they actually did.
To that contract.
Right.
And maybe they're saying, well, this is football.
Okay.
Okay. And they making contracts where, if you do one thing conductually wrong, you're gone and we don't lose any money. That's Hardy's contract now. Peterson's a little different situation because, like I said, he has a guaranteed deal, if I'm not mistaken, for about $12 million.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that? Okay? And it's not so much as his off the field. That's there. Believe me, I'm not for beating kids as he did his. But it just doesn't, to me, the Cowboys, like I said, was looking over the mountain. And to me, right now, they took a couple steps back down the mountain by not really signing Murray, because if you're not going to sign Murray, why are you going to franchise Dez?
Yeah. Well,
because Dez Bryant and his people are saying right now, you see what they did to DeMarco, guess what? We're going to hopefully have a great season, and we out of here. Because, like I said, that window for the Dallas Cowboys is 1 year.
But they feel as though it might be an upgrade for Peterson over Murray. They're saying Peterson's probably the best back. They're saying the best pure running back in the game.
Well, you don't know. All running backs are one hit away from season's over.
That's all players, really.
Okay?
Yeah,
but we really didn't want running backs because of the punishment that they take. I know he's been off a year, but still he's age 30, and he still have previously some knee injury.
Right, true.
And you don't know. And he may be so amped to prove and go out there and put himself in a position to take a hit he shouldn't take, and you're gone. Right. Okay? Right. So it's just not a good thing for me as a Cowboy fan who has been just getting beat up and finally were able to throw some punches last year due to our success. Right. But to take this now, and I really wanted DeMarco Murray. I really want the team to hold together because that window.
Right.
That window of the Dallas Cowboys. I know Jerry Jones really don't care. He's still going to make his money everywhere he go. And he's still going to make excuses why we wasn't successful. But here we go, another.
He's a GM, right.
He's a GM and everything else. But it's the fact that even Romo is one hit away from being finished.
No question.
And we don't have a backup quarterback.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm interested to see what we do this coming draft. Are we going to get a decent backup? Because Romo is one hit away.
You're right.
Okay.
I heard Cleveland's actually about to give up on your man Johnny Manziel. So for me,
Cleveland not going to give up on Johnny.
It's about the Cowboys might be interested in him.
Cleveland not going to give up on Johnny because the quarterback they have,
I understand. Okay, well, let's switch up topics right quick, and let's get back to college basketball. And Sonny, the Final Four, you have Duke versus Michigan State. You have Kentucky versus Wisconsin. Who do you think is going to the championship, and who's going to win it all?
You know, they always cheat for Krzyzewski, but and they do have pretty good players. I'd like to see Kentucky and Michigan.
Michigan State?
Yeah, I'd like to see those two in the championship.
And you say Kentucky will win it all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you say, Don?
Kentucky will win it because the two teams I think can beat them are not in the Final Four.
Okay.
Right.
Kentucky will win it. I don't think they're a great team, but they will win it. And Michigan, I would like to see Michigan State because I like Tom Izzo. I think he's a great coach.
Oh, no doubt.
And this team has
all those coaches are great. Tell you the truth.
Yeah, all the
team-
coaches are really good.
Yeah, but this team have really overachieved. If you
No doubt.
look at the flight of this team from this season, mid-season, like really,
Yeah.
they bad.
Right.
And their only problem is that's going to hurt them. They're not a great outside shooting team.
Right.
They play hard defense at times. When he gets on, they really play hard defense. But I don't think they have enough talent. But I really like that team.
A lot of grit.
Yeah, they got grit. But it
Who's
just
that, Michigan?
Michigan State.
Yeah.
a lot of grit, but I really don't see them. And Duke it's funny. Wisconsin, they don't have enough athleticism
Right.
to match them. They can make and give them a game for about a half, But I just don't see it. But Kentucky, they're going to win it. It's not my favorite team. You know, nothing against those kids.
Yeah.
You know, but I just would. And to me, I like to see them being forced to play a perimeter game. Inside, they'll kill you, and they keep running big guys in and out. They wear you down, as you can see with
Yeah, they go 9-10 deep.
Yeah,
no
they wear
problem.
you down,
Yeah.
which is is what it is. But I would love to see them be able to force them to do what they don't do.
Right.
Then I say you're a champion.
Right. Well, you know, I mean, look at the blueprint Notre Dame showed the country. You know, playing against them. I mean, like you said, Sonny, they had to jump out on them early. They had to play them really tough. You know, shut down that inside game and really force them to play perimeter ball. And they really, you know, did that all the way down into the last shot of the game.
Yeah, but you got to give them credit. Hitting those 11 shots, was it in a row? I tip my hat to that. I'm like, because that's something else, because they didn't hit them shots. Now we be talking about, well, they was a great team.
Right, yeah, right. They lost at the wrong time, yeah.
Yeah, but they, I got to give it to them. You know, them kids, they showed up and they showed some grit just to be able to stand that tie, and they didn't lose focus. That's crucial for a college kid.
Losing focus.
Yeah.
And speaking of focus, let's focus in on the NBA basketball. And first of all, who do you think is going to win the championship? And then we'll get to the local teams.
You know, San Antonio, a basic fundamental team with a bench, and it's tough to beat that kind of team. We had a discussion in the shop today, and basically what we were saying is that San Antonio is a fundamental team.
Right.
Most players in the NBA are athletic. They're not fundamental.
Right.
It's hard to beat a fundamental team when you're used to athleticism.
Right.
You know how to stop the athlete, the guy that can do all the crazy stuff. You know how to stop him.
Yeah.
But fundamentally,
well,
it's tough. That's why we're winning over at the JBL. We're teaching those guys the basic fundamentals.
Right.
Just, wait on the pick. Right. Don't leave before the pick gets there.
Right.
Make sure that you hit the guy in the curve right before he gets to the basket, not out here. Right. So you just have to lay it up, and he's protected.
What about Golden State and Cleveland? Are those two fundamentally sound teams?
No.
Or they
No, they just running gunning, man.
Okay, so you're saying basically.
Bully ball Cleveland and
Okay.
Steph Curry and the other boy, they're going to
Splash
shoot your
Brothers.
lights out. Now,
But
Curry can be
you're saying-
stopped.
I mean, they play defense, though.
They play deep, but he can
Yeah,
be
but the
stopped.
one team that beat them at home, they only lost 3, I think. Mm-hmm. San Antonio.
Yeah. See, it's fundamentals, man. They win over everything. Fundamentals win. One of the reasons that the team at Lawndale was pretty good because we had fundamentals.
But you don't think that they're – I mean, they've been there so many times. And so many times we've said that. I didn't think they would make it again. Maybe this is the year that maybe they're just not – maybe they're just too old. You know, maybe.
They're old.
You know what I mean?
But
I mean,
remember how he goes to the bench. He doesn't grind him into the ground.
Yeah, right.
That's the key.
Yeah.
He's got the bench. The bench comes in and relieves him, and they're doing the same thing, too. They're playing fundamentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to.
So they don't lose anything. When those guys come out, they don't lose anything. They're
Right.
going in there doing the same thing. You know how hard that is to play against?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they.
Role players.
Yeah, my two teams.
Who are your two teams?
Is I'm looking at is San Antonio for one.
Okay.
Because I think they're a group of basketball players. Okay, and the league is full of great athletes playing basketball.
There you go.
I always believe that, and I believe that San Antonio, of all the teams in the NBA, they have the most basketball players. Okay, and which they may be challenged sometime athletically with a team that's shooting hot and they are not playing well, they will give them some trouble. But when it comes to this level, Popovich, right now they're coming together at the right time as a team. And it will be interesting to see them play Golden State, but right now, even as a Clipper fan, my Clippers, I love them, but I don't see it.
You don't think the Clippers going to do anything? Why y'all keep shaking your head at the Clippers?
This is the thing with the Clippers.
I think this is their year.
This is the thing with the Clippers, and I hope I'm totally wrong. But I've just been looking at this team. They have too many pieces that don't fit, and the fact that they need Crawford back. This is the key to the Clippers right now. Without Crawford, and now I'm looking at the Clippers, one round and done.
Wow.
I hate to say it.
I don't know about that now.
I hate to say it. But hold on now.
Let me ask you something right quick, though. Both of y'all, what about the Hawks? Neither one of you mentioned the Hawks.
They look good now.
Do you think they're legitimate, or else you think they have a good?
They're legitimate,
they're
but
legit.
if you look at their last,
They're playing together.
You look at their last 20 games. It's been a roller coaster. Okay, and I think that maybe to the fact that, well, two things could be happening. It's a long season, and well, hopefully, maybe they wait around for the playoffs. But I don't think that's good. But it's the fact that the Hawks may lack leadership for this next step.
Gotcha.
Okay, which is once you get into the playoff, as all these teams is going to find out, and most of the good teams know, everything's down is basically it's single possession.
And that's what
everything slows down.
That's what the
it's
Spurs.
single possession, and you don't run around for about 5 or 6 possessions with the other team that's not playing defense, and you score, and you come back, and they decide, oh, we're in the ball game, and they decide to play. It's not. It's a totally different ball game, and I don't know if the Hawks have the personnel to get them to deal with the next level, which is in the playoffs. Now, they're a good team, but right when you get to this level, and you come from being okay to sucking up the Eastern Conference to now you're on top of the hill. You need that leadership to get you over, because you got to look at okay, that's regular season. This is playoff.
Yeah, playoffs is a totally different animal.
And that's going to be a problem with Cleveland. And I think that
they got the leader now.
I'm about to say.
LeBron gonna lead them.
I'm about to say.
Yeah.
I give LeBron. I think LeBron's is. He realized he's been there many times. That you start getting ready for the playoffs 2 weeks ago. Okay, because you know you're gonna win your conference. You get ready now. Okay, because it's a mindset that you got to have, and you just can't wait around at the end of the season and say, "Oh, it's the playoff." No, the playoff starts before the season ends.
Right.
Any good team, any good leader who knows that. And I think LeBron is doing that with them.
That was part of our problem
That's
over
right.
at Lawndale. We didn't have a designated leader.
Right.
Chimezie did try and step up and fulfill that role, but he didn't have the total backing of the head coach in certain situations.
That I definitely understand. What about in terms of turning the franchise around? What do the Lakers have to do for next season?
Lord up, man.
Man, you know,
Them Lakers.
Next season.
next season, unfortunately, or you could say fortunately, the guys have been playing together. If they keep that same group together and they're able to get some instruction, because remember, Scott came in and just like the middle of everything, he didn't get a chance to do anything really. So we can see what the changes are going to be as a result of them going to the summer league together and playing together, and him tweaking them and showing them little things, and that should make them a better team next year.
Okay.
You know, playoffs, I don't know. You know, they're a good-looking group of guys, good, handsome men. You know, they're nice to look at, but they've got to play with each other.
Is Scott too old school for that team? Do they need to bring in another coach who's younger that can identify with the younger players?
No.
I mean, because remember, they're talking about another top 5 pick. You got Randall coming back. You got a host of young players there. The only one that's pretty much old school is Swaggy P and Kobe Bryant. And
Well,
he's on his way out.
Let's
So-
talk about fundamentals. Because a lot of them aren't fundamentally sound. If they just do that, they got a real good chance. Because the rest of the league is not fundamental.
Yeah.
If he just does that.
But they have a host of issues. When they hired Scott, I said I didn't think Scott was the coach for that team. He's have done a pretty good job considering. I give him credit for that. But that team, he needs. When you say is Byron Scott too old school for them? Well, I know people mention old school. Old school is a good thing.
What I mean by that is like
hold on,
he's
hold
not.
on.
Oh, go ahead.
But I'm saying that he needs a buffer between his style, okay, and the culture of the players that he has on that team. Kobe Bryant is the worst buffer in the world. Okay, as you see, it's just not a good buffer. Okay, because some of the things that he wants to instill in the team, it may be old school, but it's good stuff. Okay, and a lot of these young players need some old school, but you need that buffer. Okay, to get him to see where his these young fellas are at, and where he's at, and trying to get them to where he wants them to be. Okay, you got to have that.
Gotcha.
And without that, that's one problem. There's several. And the second one is, do management know what they're doing? Okay, because you got a lot of money,
Definitely.
and you talking about people coming here.
Right.
You got Kobe Bryant gonna hang around this year and the following,
year.
and he will be back.
That's right.
And you got to deal with that.
Right. That's
Okay,
right.
and then you got to deal with players that won't be there. That you're gonna say like, "See you next year. Thanks for coming."
Right.
Yeah, well,
Well, see you next time. Thanks for coming.
gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in. We got to run over because we don't have the other show after this anymore, and they would be in here setting up. So, hope you all can come back next week. This has been Just Sports with Sonny Wells. We'll see you next weekend. Happy Easter.
Everybody singing together, sing a new song. Put your lighter in the air for love.